This is the U.S. versus Virginia Supreme Court case project. This was in 1996, and it was the U.S. versus the Virginia Military Institute. And basically, the Virginia Military Institute was denying the enrollment of women into their academy, into their institute, and they were receiving federal money. And this is a 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause situation. So the argument of Party 1 is the U.S., which is the woman, and the woman was from the United States, and she believed that the male-only admissions were a violation of the Equal Protection Clause, the 14th Amendment. She also believed that gender discrimination was equally as bad as racial discrimination, and she also argued that gender is something that's very unchangeable, it's cannot be reversed. So that was her argument. And then she went against the constitutional argument of Party 2, which was Virginia. So Virginia Military Institute, they argued that men and women, when they go to separate schools for separate genders, they end up more successful. And they also argued that not allowing women into their men's academy, into their men's institute, made it more successful. And then they tried to go around the issue by creating the Virginia Women's Leadership Institute. And compared to the Virginia Military Institute, the Men's Institute, this leadership institute had lower test scores, less trained faculty, unequal benefits and services, and they actually only got $19 million in funding, whereas the Virginia Military Institute with the men got $131 million of funding. So Ruth Ginsburg was the justice on this case, and she thought that, she did not buy the Virginia Women's Leadership Institute. She did not think that it was, proper justification for their discrimination. She didn't believe that any of these things were, just. And basically, this case shows how racial discrimination is basically equal to the gender discrimination. In the end, there was a 7-1 majority opinion that the Virginia Military Institute was violating the 14th Amendment of, equal rights, equal protection, and that that the Virginia Military Institute could no longer split up men and women. And basically, the Virginia Military Institute would either have to admit women or give up its public status and become a private institute, so they wouldn't be receiving public funds. And the Virginia Military Institute chose to admit women.